FM News Talk 97.1. On demand audio.
The fact that a guy with only a year's experience, who says over and over again, I'm not ready, which is a very appealing thing to say, by the way, in a country of big shots.
I don't really know that much about Lady Gaga. I hate to say it. I have a lot of children, but I don't know that much about Lady Gaga.
Now, nobody spoke who was black at CPAC. Then you'd say, oh, CPAC is racist.
But I want to make sure that not for one moment are their voices drowning out the voices of the millions of taxpayers all across the state of Wisconsin.
Allman in the morning. Common Sense Radio.
It's definitely old home week for me and watching this stuff unfold in Madison, Wisconsin. By the way, in the lightning round, you're going to hear exactly what it is the governor's asking these public employees to give up, and you'll be shocked because you're not hearing it from anybody else, it seems. But yeah, it's old home week. I just read a story on Drudge about how they found some of these Democrat lawmakers hiding out at a resort in Illinois so that they wouldn't have to vote on this thing. One of them is John Erpenbach, who's a state senator, and I know him. I worked with him in radio, and then he was a spokesman for somebody, and then he became a state senator, and now all these names are coming back to haunt me. Erpenbach, big lib up there. But yeah, he's now they're I worked in Wisconsin for like 10 years. And by the way, it doesn't take much to get the students out on the square. When I was a kid, when I was at college, it was apartheid. It was anything you could get anybody out there. Then when you close the schools and refuse to show up for school as a teacher, then what are the kids going to do? But sit out there and protest and act like it's the Vietnam War all over again. Or even worse, claim they're just like the Egyptians. Yeah, we're just like the Egyptians. Yeah, my left shoe is more like the Egyptians than they are.
Thank you for the shoe.
Yeah, a little modification of what I was about to say, just for the ladies.
Thank you.
For the ladies. So Jay Leno calls out my friend, Senator Jane Cunningham, in his monologue. Shame on him.
And in Missouri, Republican State Senator Jane Cunningham has introduced a bill that would eliminate her state's child labor laws. Well, yeah, I mean, why should the 10-year-olds in China be getting all the good factory jobs, huh?
Now, wait a second there. That's not the full...
Really? Really?
That can't be the full story, Senator Cunningham. How are you?
I am just fine, and you are right. It is not the full story. In fact, it's not even a correct story.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's Cunningham, not Cunningham, or whatever he said it was. Who knows? But nonetheless, it must have been kind of oddly cool to be called out by Jay Leno, though, huh?
Yes, the reactions range from, oh, my goodness, your name was on Jay Leno, to, oh, my goodness, what are you doing? So,
yeah, let us know. What's up then?
Well, number one, I am not trying to eliminate the child labor laws by any stretch of the imagination, and we very carefully in the bill made sure that any dangerous situations like working with dangerous animals, explosives, sawmills, those types of things that children still could not do. So we're eliminating any dangerous jobs or keeping those in the law. Additionally, we're keeping in the compulsory attendance laws that children all have to go to school. So we really want kids to get educated, and we don't want them hurt. But a couple years ago, we started eliminating statutes that were archaic. You can probably remember the butter bill last year. There was a law in Missouri that you had to buy butter. You could not buy margarine, and it was still on the books. Now, with this one, the laws right now prohibit any young person from working anywhere under age 14. You cannot walk your neighbor's dog. You cannot babysit. You cannot have a newspaper route. You cannot try out for the Muni. I mean, any of those things that are so common, you cannot have a lemonade stand.
I'm sure the farmers are all saying, oh, wait a second here too, right?
Yeah, you can't go feed the chickens or whatever. And under 16, you have to have a special permit to do any of these things, and that permit is a hugely complicated process requiring that you, number one, get a physical from your school physician. I doubt if schools have any physicians anymore, but you have to get that. You have to get your superintendent's okay on this. You have to post wherever you work. The employer has to post your name conspicuously at the place of business,
Oh, my
which
goodness.
I find an invasion of privacy. And every single job you do and the hours you work have to be posted. And on that permit, and your school superintendent or principal has to keep a record of all that, and when you finish your job, send it into the Division of Labor, on and on and on. No one keeps this law because they don't know about it. It's one of those that are over the top that are no longer needed, especially if we protect the kids from dangerous situations and make sure that they have their parents.
Yeah, and this is another example of where you got to skin the regulatory oppressiveness off of the books there. And also there's always somebody who's employed at, I guess, the state government level has to monitor this stuff, and it's all the paperwork. And I got to tell you, when I was, I think I got my first job when I was 13 at Frank and Helen's Pizza in U City.
Well, guess what? You were breaking the law, James.
Well, I know, because how long have these? Because then I worked at Telena's, and I was working at Telena's Pizza on Skinker there, and I was like 14. I'd work until 3 in the morning. I loved it. I was making a ton of money that I later on had to spend because I broke my dad's car door off. So otherwise,
those are life lessons in responsibility.
I know, but that was great, and for a lot of kids, it's fantastic to be able to work that young and get involved and meet people. And I wouldn't recommend them working till 3 in the morning, but I mean, I was raised like a wolf, so I wasn't really. But nonetheless, I mean, I think that. So how long have these laws been on the book?
Goodness, I don't even know, Jamie.
Wow.
I just know that, right now you talk about common sense radio. I am just trying to put some common sense into the law and make it workable for parents and for employers. Our 2 sons both worked when they were young people, and by 16 they were able to write their own check for their own car. And I know both of them look back at that experience as one they are most proud of growing up.
That is so cool. So now what's the fate of this bill? How's it going to go?
I don't know. I think it would have been going fine before Jay Leno and some others because it's been mischaracterized, and
Right.
that always affects the political process, so I'm not really sure.
Well, good luck with it, and let us know, and we'll keep tabs on it. And if you guys want more information on it, you're going to go to Senator Jane Cunningham's homepage there at senate.mo.gov. We appreciate you, and you got our support, my dear.
Well, that's common sense for you, Jamie. Thanks
All right.
so much.
Great talking to you. That's Senator Jane Cunningham.
Allman in the morning. Common Sense Radio.
I made a ton of money as a kid and then blew it all on car mishaps. Tore the underside of the carriage of my mom's car out running over a sewer. And then broke my dad's car door off backing up and hit a tree and broke it off. And there went all my money.
Oh, you're a great driver.
Well, I improved. Let's put it that way.